What's up, everyone? Good morning. Good morning. Okay, today we're actually going to be talking about some FAQs that I ran across on Quora. I can't even talk today. On Quora that I found super interesting. And instead of making a typical like text-based post or video about that, I figured why not just take these questions because I think there's so much value in them. Put them on a live stream so we can get that quick and dirty and potentially see if there's a lot of value we can give today. So like I said, I'll be dropping in each one of these specific questions. We'll do about 10-15 minutes of this. Any questions or anything along the way, let me know because I want to get those answered to you. Okay, excellent. So let us do the first one, which is actually pretty convenient for the platform that we're on right now, which is there. Is it open? It's there we go. How important is LinkedIn? So especially now in 2020, starting in 2018, a little bit before that, 2017, LinkedIn definitely became much more of a content management and actually a social media website. Before that, I remember having a LinkedIn and having to make one for a class back in 2016. I was pretty dead at that time. So why does this matter to you and I today? The truth is that LinkedIn's organic versus Facebook, Instagram, Quora, all these different types of social media sites has never been better. Actually, here, I think the last stat I saw that less than 1% of people actually do post and create content for LinkedIn specifically, which means that there is 99, probably a little bit more than 99% of people who aren't. Yet the popularity and the usability of this has just increased exponentially. So you actually have the luxury of having a large audience, a high demand, and a low supply. So that means whoever's putting content out there, if you were to put content today, you are much more likely to have that seen by people organically without having to put much money behind it, just because the demand is so high and the supply is so low. Inevitably those are going to even out, and it's going to become a lot more expensive to run ads. I personally have not run ads on LinkedIn yet, something that's on the timeline. But it's true, and I see Chris jumping in here. LinkedIn is projected to be the next Facebook. I agree. Again, it is skewing a little bit more older, and I think that's actually going to be great, especially with this whole debacle that Facebook is actually going through right now. So it's really exciting. In my opinion, we're going to have a flood of people, and then, like I said, it's in my opinion, it's going to be one of those platforms that is going to become and slash has become one of my favorites, right? I use LinkedIn more so than any other social media site, just because I know when I go on there, there's going to be people I want to talk to. And actually the fact that it is more business focused is actually very appealing to me, specifically because that's my world right now, right? Like that's really what I and building companies and marketing, branding, all that fun stuff. That's what I think I love to do. What's up, Eddie? We still need to jump in and get some coffee. And by the way, it's crazy here in Phoenix today. The truth is raining like no other here in Chandler. I think Eddie's actually on the other side of town, but they're probably getting hammered with rain too. So Sir Reed said, "What do you think? Still LinkedIn is professional social site, or it's just another Facebook only?" So it's a really good question. In my professional opinion, on someone who's on the platform quite a bit and that does create content and kind of live on the platform, I will say it is much more of a professional site with the added functionality of being much more personal. We're seeing this more and more and more. As soon as I see the memes come in, that's when I know, especially more like less business memes, but more general memes come in. Then that indicates to me that there's a form of um, adoption that people are feeling a lot more comfortable with sharing the other side. Because here's the thing, in my opinion, business is very personal. I know people said business isn't personal, but it is really personal. These are people's livelihoods that we are working with. Oh, Eddie, I am going to Tempe today. Eddie, shoot me. I'll shoot over a message. But I live in Chandler, but I work in Tempe every single day. So let me know. I'm more than happy to jump on not a call. Let's actually meet up in person because I've been promising that for a while. But just back to the professional aspect of it. Here's the thing: regardless of our feelings towards the platforms. The fact is that LinkedIn and Microsoft, which owns LinkedIn, is exponentially pushing more people to this website. That is why they've launched, the credibility checks that you can actually take tests and be verified in skills. LinkedIn Pro Finder, if you're a freelancer, is really, really picking up. Lives like these, which were, I remember my videos, I had were getting too difficult to actually upload, right? And we haven't had any problems with that, but live, we have to use third-party applications to actually stream on live, right, on LinkedIn. So the reason I'm going down that specific path is the fact that today it's morphing and it's changing. And like I said, there's few people that have seen social media sites. The best transition and rebrand was YouTube, right? YouTube started as an online dating platform, transitioned into a social media site, the second largest search engine in the world, right? So that's one of the biggest transitions that we've seen, but we've never seen the fact that again, that's wrong. We have seen it with YouTube, right? We saw that with YouTube. So I'm thinking something like that is happening here on this platform where it's going to morph and the adoption is going to be a lot bigger. It's going to be less professional. I think it's always going to have more of a professional twist to it. But again, I don't know. The world is fighting for some sort of new platform, and I really do think that LinkedIn has an opportunity to become the new a new platform. I mean, Facebook and Microsoft are both big companies, so we'll see how that goes, right? So, yeah, great little feedback on that one. This one I think is interesting because a lot of business owners always ask me this question, which is how is social media marketing, or how is social media awareness measured? By the way, Kevin, shout out to you. I connected with your wife. She's a lovely individual. Can't speak more highly of you. So you got a very special one there. And again, I'm trying to get over to Kansas City. You guys are crushing it out there. So just a little shout out there. So the question I put in here is, how is social media awareness measured? And there's multiple different ways that you can actually measure awareness: impressions, likes, comments, shares, mentions. One of my favorite ones, and I was on that live with my friend Katrina the other day, my favorite measurement of awareness is the at symbol. If Eddie ats one of his friends, or if Chris or Kevin ats someone that they think this live or a piece of content is relevant to another person, I think that's the best way to measure it, because it takes a certain amount of creative and skill and content and value to get someone, i.e., Chris, Eddie, Kevin, whoever, to reference someone else into that. They're putting their stamp of approval on their, both socially, and the fact is you connected so deep with them. Their call to action was to bring in someone that they could get value from and needs to hear this. Oh goodness, there my allergies have been killing me. So for a second, I'm like, don't sneeze on live. But if I gotta sneeze on live, gotta sneeze on live. But that's the truth, right? If the fact of the matter is, oh goodness, I forgot where I'm going with it. Oh, the fact of the matter is, if you're able to connect with someone so deeply and they add someone else, that's the measurement that I say to business owners and especially entrepreneurs to look for. Yes, most likely you're not going to get that too much, so you should look for the comments and then direct messages. I always think if a piece of content can inspire conversation, that was a valuable piece of content. One of the small hacks I'll give you right now: a lot of the time, if I see someone posting, liking a lot, my friend Clifford, he's not on the live, but he tends to jump in a little bit later. He's always liking my stuff, and I'll go in and ask him questions about the content. I'll have a conversation with them. So if people are like or comment on your content, especially, don't be afraid to go message them. Say thank you. Ask them if they as long sorry, I was reading the comments. As long as it's providing value to that person, have a conversation with them. It can't hurt, right? They've done the first big check mark, which is they've engaged with you. So that's kind of an invitation to not be salesy and go with them and try to pitch them, but really be a human on these platforms and just have a conversation with them. So, it's so funny that Darren is coming in too, because I know we've had a conversation about this very same topic. So, Darren, you come in at a perfect time. Oh yes, honestly, Darren, that's it's the truth is I love creating content, especially when you have nice systems. Like that's why I'm posting 4 or 5 times a day. My likes have gone down, but my viewership hasn't, which is interesting. I think I finally found a nice little niche, especially with the small business owner and entrepreneur group. That's the group I want to focus on. That's where the most fun for me comes from. I love learning about industries. I like getting clients in different industries because I get to learn so much. And again, there's content and the biggest opportunity is the fact that valuable content tends to find the people it needs to find, right? So Chris, have you started this broadcast yet? If Nico is providing value in the morning show. I honestly, I if there's one person or 100 people in these, as long as there's value being created, like I said, I know a lot of people watch the live streams after the fact that they're live because they can't make the live streams. It's really cool. It doesn't hurt my feelings. Like I said, I do this so much more. Yes, it's part of my content strategy, and yes, I think that this can translate into more awareness for me and Boundless. And there's a reason there's a little thingy that says Boundless right there. Like I want people to know about what I'm doing, but I want the right people to know about it. I think one thing that I've talked about, I'm going to digress a little bit from the measurement thing, but the one thing that people I think have gotten the best and most value from my content is the fact that, in a sense, you're kind of qualifying out people as much as you're qualifying in people. I like when people consume my content and my messaging and my thoughts and watch the lives, because I want the perfect person to work with me, who wants to work with me, knows that I can provide value. Again, got to provide value to them, but the truth is, content qualifies out as many people as it qualifies in. Like I don't want someone that's half on me and half on. My prices are competitive. Like that's just the truth. Like if you're in the numbers game, then you might not be the right person for me. And that's just the fact, right? There's generic branded cereal. There's a branded cereal, right? Some people care a lot about cereal. Some people don't, right? So the truth the truth is that's content is a great way to do it, and that's why I like when Eddie jumped in here, because content is fun, right? It's fun, it's entertaining, it's engaging, it's entertaining. Like a good piece of content can hit all of those and get a conversation going that you just couldn't do at scale without these platforms. So this is awesome. I love Wednesdays because it looks like a ton more people are in here, right? So let's do one more question. Okay. This is gonna be good. This could be really fun because I know there's other. Because so the question asks like what are some of the best business books? I'm going to change it and say what are some of the best marketing books. And I'm not going to plug myself. Everyone or most people know I wrote a book called We're All Marketers. Fantastic book, actually. So my favorite marketing books. Okay. So some of my computer is burning up. No other. Okay. Let's see if I have the other one. I don't see that I have the other book. That's unfortunate. I had another really nice book. I just plugged in my laptop. Should have done that beforehand. But okay, here, let us go over these. Boom, apologize. My battery's like dying on this little computer. But here, let's talk about this, right? Let's talk about the best business books, or best marketing books, right? So here's number one. Actually, these aren't going to go in order. I think these are just going to go over the high level ones that I really, really enjoy. One of the first ones was the book Crushing It that I read. Boom, let's bring it down. So Crushing It by Gary Vaynerchuk, phenomenal business book. Definitely helped me in the, especially the transition from thinking about how I can use marketing to actually grow my businesses. And it definitely contextual. I follow Gary Vee. A lot of the content I consume actually that isn't part of the community I'm part of is Gary Vee stuff. So that's a fantastic book. I would say overall, if you consume a ton of his content, I don't think you actually need to read the book because the truth is he puts out all this stuff, and these are case studies and whatnot. So if you're looking for inspiration and the high level approaches to marketing, and you don't consume Gary Vee's stuff, like podcasts and his social content, it's a great book to start. I'm actually going to get into these three books. These three books have definitely inspired me, and two of them are from the same author. The first one is Hug Your Haters by Jay Baer. Fantastic book about using customer service, both online and offline, as a marketing tool. And for me, especially understanding the fact that marketing isn't just the pictures and posts that we put out, but it's actually a lot deeper, and it can and understanding actually like how to use negative feedback to actually gain raving fans. That was actually a huge part of the book that I enjoyed. So that's one of my favorites. Jay Baer, fantastic one. Utility, again, another one by Jay Baer. This book was talking about how, in a sense, like smart marketing is more about valuable and helpful content, and how to actually go about creating and finding that for your audience. That was a super interesting one. He has another one called Talk Triggers. It's up there. That was a good one too, but this one's really good about thinking what content makes sense for me in my industry. That book's really good. It helps you really think about so a lot of the content I put out, it's really targeted to helping get people started in marketing. So I'm always thinking about, how do I break down the barriers for someone to get started? If they get started and think, okay, I like this, but I don't have time for it, then I want them to hire me, but I want them to go through the process of creating content first. So this book helped me actually contextualize that. It's called Hug Your Haters by Jay Baer. Eddie, I can link it down below, but it's really good. He has another one called Talk Triggers. I have it back there. This one's actually really good. I'll grab it. This one was great. I read this about 6 months ago, and it inspired us to actually, in the content we create for clients, we actually follow a principle that's in the book, which is a talk trigger. Same thing, Jay Baer again. And again, I'm gonna be honest, I don't spend that much money on books because I always get mine secondhand. The only one I bought new from Jay was the Talk Triggers. But again, the nice thing is I'm giving him a lot of love, and it's good, right? That's part of the world, right? And I gotta be transparent, right? I don't really buy new books. Seth Godin, this was a new book actually I bought. This is Marketing. I actually read this as the publication of my book was going on. That was fun. And definitely, I see a lot of similarities. I think Jay Baer, Gary Vaynerchuk, and Seth Godin all have interesting mindsets with when it comes to modern marketing and all that fun stuff. But do a little shameless plug. But before you can really implement these, you got to understand the principles of marketing. So We're All Marketers is a fantastic book for that. But there's so many others. I'm reading this book right now called A Worldwide Rave, and that's about how do you create content that actually, let's see, there you go, Worldwide Rave. How do you actually create content that is so valuable that it basically needs to be shared, and the people who get the most value out of it do end up sharing that. So I'm loving Chelsea's book, What to Post. Oh, I've heard about this book. I've heard about it so much. So I gotta support Chelsea. Boom, What to Post. I'm on page 53 of this book. So absolutely, I agree. Yeah, What to Post is my little partly bought it just to support Chelsea. She was an amazing mentor with me and definitely helped me in my book journey. But What to Post is definitely it reiterates a lot of stuff that I've already consumed before, but at the same time, it's great to go over it. So yeah, just a little recap: Worldwide Rave, What to Post with Chelsea. This is Marketing by Seth Godin. That's a good book. Talk Triggers, Jay Baer. I don't think you can go bad with any Jay Baer books. Hug Your Haters with Jay Baer. Utility by Jay Baer. And then Crushing It with Gary Vaynerchuk. It was so funny. When was it? It was 2018. And I was making this leap from healthcare to marketing, and it was super interesting because the very first marketing book I picked up was actually, so I had a ton of little books, like Blue Ocean Strategy. I don't know, you probably can't see it back there, but Blue Ocean Strategy was a really good one. Richest Man in Babylon, Barbarians at the Gate, or Barbarians to Bureaucrat. So there's a lot of like psychology books, business books I was reading, but Crushing It was one of the very first books that I read in regards to marketing. And I consume a lot of Gary stuff. I love the case studies, and part of what inspired me to create content every single day, I made the conscious choice when my friend Mark Metry challenged me to actually make a video every day for 30 days. That ended up going for a lot longer than 30 days, and we haven't stopped since, right? So these are the books that I think, there's so many books I would recommend. My thing is, though, to be honest, like, find the book that's right for you. And what you need right now. Because yes, a ton of these are helpful, but they were helpful for me, like learning customer service as a marketing tool, because my agency does social media management, right? Talk triggers and utility. I create content for clients. I create content for myself. So that was important to understand. This is marketing was when I was learning the ins and outs of the beginning stages of marketing. Will Run Rave, because I'm really getting onto how to make content for super cheap and get that into the viral atmosphere. So figure out what you want. Again, I always like this. I've always heard that, or I forgot who said this, but books and education is so cheap, and practical education is so cheap too. I've done online courses. I've done a lot of small things, but yeah, that's it's all the little fun things I have right now. So anyway, that is. That's all I got for you guys. So Eddie, Chris, appreciate you guys jumping in here. Kevin, awesome. You guys are crushing it. Thanks for all the engagement today. Honestly, like, I love these lives because we get to chat, and anyone who wants to jump on a live with me, just let me know here, and we'll set that up. As long as you want to provide value to the wider community, if I have a platform to help you do that, I want to do that. So Eddie, I will message you. Let's meet up soon. Chris, have a fantastic day. Katrina, Darren, you guys are awesome. Chris is awesome. Mimi, you're awesome too. I'm going to message you too. I've been meaning to reach out for a while. We'll get that started. Otherwise, guys, have a beautiful rest of your day. I'm going to end it here. Keep reading, keep learning, and keep crushing it today. Okay, bye, guys.